Okay, I will invite now Arooj. Is Arooj here? Yes. Arooj is a poet and she is an activist, and I am going to learn more about Arooj today. I'm very pleased to see Arooj. Please come and recite your poem. Thank you.
I request you first introduce yourself and about your Progressive Voice organization in London as well. So
oh wow, Progressive Voice is over. Please come. Thank you.
बहुत शुक्रिया. It's wonderful to see all the students here. Tanveer Sahab is here, Yusuf Bhai, Talat, and thank you. That's really helpful. सबसे पहले तो मैं मुबारकबाद देना चाहूँगी आमिर को और आपको. नुसरत मेरा ख्याल है आपका नाम है. आप लोगों ने बहुत बड़ा ये काम किया है कि इंटरनेशनल विमेंस डे और उसके साथ पंजाब डे आई थिंक आप लोग दोनों को आज सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं. तो आई वाज थिंकिंग अ लॉट अबाउट दैट जब मैं यहाँ आ रही थी. मेरा नाम अरूज है, जैसा कि आपने कहा. मैं वैसे तो बाय प्रोफेशन डिजिटल प्रोग्राम मैनेजर हूँ और जर्नलिज्म में मैंने पढ़ाई की और इसके बाद रॉयल कॉलेज ऑफ फिजिशियंस और लंदन स्कूल ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स से पढ़ा भी और वहाँ काम भी किया. लेकिन उसके साथ साथ पिछले 2 साल से मैं लिखती भी हूँ. आवाज़ उर्दू लंदन जिसके प्रेसिडेंट यूसुफ इब्राहिम हमारे साथ आज मौजूद हैं. मैं बहुत खुशकिस्मत हूँ कि इस तंजीम से मेरा ताल्लुक़ है और हम उर्दू को सबसे पहले तो समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारी जनरेशन का जो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है वो ये है कि उर्दू हमें पढ़ाई नहीं गई सही तरह से. और इसके अलावा ऑब्वियसली और दूसरी लैंग्वेजेस और हमारे जो सब कल्चर्स हैं साउथ एशिया के वो भी हमने समझे नहीं, क्योंकि हमें यही हमेशा बताया गया कि अंग्रेज़ी पढ़नी है, उसी से जॉब भी मिलेगी, उसी से काम भी मिलेगा, उसी से इज्जत भी करेंगे लोग तुम्हारी. तो अंग्रेज़ी अदब जो है वो पढ़ा बहुत अच्छी तरह से, लेकिन उर्दू अदब को पढ़ने का मौका नहीं मिला. सो आई एम ट्राइंग टू ब्रिज दैट गैप नाउ दैट आई हैव द टाइम टू बी एबल टू डू दैट, एंड आवाज़ उर्दू लंदन इज़ रियली हेल्पिंग मी टू डू दैट. एक बात जो मैं आवाज़ उर्दू लंदन के लिए कहना चाहूँगी, हम लोगों ने ये अहद किया है कि हम खाली उर्दू को ही नहीं बल्कि बरसग़ीर की जो दूसरी ज़बानें हैं पंजाबी, बलोची, पश्तो एंड इसके अलावा जो संस्कृत है, हिंदी है, बंगाली है, वो भी हमारी ही ज़ुबानें हैं. वो सब हमारी ज़ुबानें हैं. वी हैव टू ओन आवर ओन लैंड. हमें हमारी सरहदें बना दी गई और हमें अलग कर दिया गया. पंजाब को तो बीच में से काट दिया गया जी. लेकिन हम अगर ओन नहीं करेंगे अपने कल्चर्स को, अपनी लैंग्वेजेस को, तो कौन करेगा? कोई नहीं करेगा.
Introduce about your past in Pakistan as well, because lots of the students are here from the Arooj University. Okay, they want to know what you have a relation with the Arooj University in past.
I am a
who you met as well.
Okay, of course, I'd love to say that. So, boys and girls, I grew up in the Middle East. I grew up in the American colony of Saudi Arabia. The biggest oil wells of Saudi Arabia are in a place called Dhahran. That's where I grew up, and I had my schooling there. And then I went to Karachi, where my mother is from, and I went to Karachi University. That's where I did my masters in mass communications from. And my first job was with Aga Khan University, which is I'm not sure if any of you have visited the Aga Khan campus in Karachi. It's an absolutely beautiful campus. It's been designed by an American architecture company, but they employed local Sindhi artisans, and they employed local Sindhi methods of cooling the rooms. So it's when you go around the university, you realize how they embraced and how they celebrate the South Asian culture. I would call it just the Pakistani culture, because then I'm kind of cocooning it into only 70 years of history. Our history is much deeper and goes way more back than 70 years. So Aga Khan University I was obviously, because I was a fresh graduate, so I joined the public affairs department as I think my title was senior publications executive, and I was producing the president's newsletter, and I was meeting lots of people within the university. Those of you who don't know, Arooj University in Karachi not only has a medical school, they also have, I think, possibly the most prestigious nursing school of Pakistan. They also have the hospital, and so we were managing the public affairs of all of that, and I was there for a year and a half, and in that short period of time, I met some absolutely incredible men and women who were really concerned about changing the culture of the social sciences in Pakistan. पाकिस्तान में और इंडिया में भी ये प्रॉब्लम है कि हम लोग डॉक्टर्स और नर्सेस तो बहुत पैदा कर रहे हैं, हम मुफक्किर थिंकर्स पैदा नहीं कर रहे. So that's how I think this is very. Or Amir was, I think, referring to me having the, I was blessed to meet Al-Khan convocation वहाँ पर जब हुई थी तो वो आए थे, and I was able to have an audience with him because I was part of the international press desk. So that was a wonderful experience, along with meeting a lot of hundreds and hundreds of boys and girls who study there, who volunteer there. So I have a very personal and deep connection with Al-Khan. So it's wonderful to be standing in one of their institutions today.
Really nice.
नज़्म अंग्रेजी की सुनना चाहेंगे आप लोग या उर्दू की?
हम दोनों सुनना चाहेंगे. उर्दू भी अंग्रेजी.
Progressive voices का आपने कहा. So last year.
उसका भी introduction है.
Some of us can't understand Urdu as well.
You would like English? I can do both. I'm very happy to. I'm very happy to do both. But just to tell you about our organization, I think one of the things I noticed in London when I came here about 15 years ago was that our South Asian women, especially as I think Amir's wife said, the housewives, they don't seem to be very confident in public speaking, in representing our community, and also in joining politics, or sort of understanding and spreading awareness of politics, because you will meet a lot of people who will say, I have nothing to do with politics and I'm not a political person. You are a political person if you're concerned about how much the chini costs. You are a political person if you're concerned about what's happening on the road outside. Is there safety and security if you're going to walk there late at night? So politics is part of life, and it's about time that our Pakistani people started realizing that, especially women. So I'm looking at all those young girls sitting here. It's very, very important that we start taking interest and start speaking up. So, speaking about your rights includes speaking up about politics and about the political issues that we face today. So last year, 6 women, South Asian women, Indians and Pakistanis, came together to form a small group called Progressive Voices. And because we were still in the middle of a pandemic, we started with webinars. So one of the main activities we've been sort of indulging in is academic discourses. So we pick up United Nations designated social issues. We don't only talk about women, because why would we only talk about women? Can women not talk about men?
Yeah.
Can women not talk about human rights? So we talk about all sorts of social political rights. We try and understand them first. We invite academics and experts and activists, and we also managed to stage, I think, our first protest outside 10 Downing Street. This was when sadly Noor Muqaddam was killed in Pakistan, and in that same week, 2 more girls were killed, one in India and another girl who was from a poorer background in Pakistan. You might have, or you might not have heard of her, because obviously she was not as high profile as Noor. So we managed to, with the full support of Metropolitan Police, we managed to stage a protest. It was a very friendly protest. We had kids singing songs, reading poems. We had all my friends who are here today, they were all there. And we had a good turnout from the media as well. So we're trying to, these are some of the things that we never did before. Protesting, speaking up, doing speeches, talking to academics. But I think it has opened up a whole new avenue, not just for us, but for a lot of people who are connected with us, especially the South Asian diaspora based here in the UK.
I think that's fantastic. Thank you very much.
मैं छोटी सी नज़्म आपको सुना देती हूँ.
नहीं आप आराम से अपनी नज़्में सुनाएं. एक उर्दू में लंबी सुनाएं, एक अंग्रेजी में सुनाएं.
अंग्रेजी की छोटी सी नज़्म है. Yusuf, I think you've heard this. So this poem is called Rebellion in Captivity. Every day I check my feathers, lick my wounds, rustle my dreams, and I prepare to fly. Every day I check my feathers, lick my wounds, rustle my dreams, and I prepare to fly. Every day the comfort of my callous cage, the laughter of what I think is love, and the fear of the flight beckons me to stay. One day, I say to myself, one day. Thank you. उर्दू की नज़्म सुना देती हूँ आपको. ये जो नज़्म है ये ये एक लड़की के तासुरात हैं. So these are the feelings and the expressions of a very typically South Asian girl's experience, if I may say. A girl who is brought up with love and laughter at home, and then she's married off to strangers. So iska unwan hai Guriya Rani.
गुड़िया रानी. वाह.
बचपन में मेरी एक गुड़िया थी, बहुत ही प्यारी राज दुलारी गुड़िया. हम दोनों अपने आंगन में हंसते खेलते खूब शोर मचाते, सारा घर सर पे उठाते. खेल खेल में कभी उसके हाथ और कभी पाँव टूट जाते. गुड़िया की बात हुई. खेल खेल में कभी उसके हाथ और कभी पाँव टूट जाते. मैं घंटों उसे जोड़ती सजाती मनाती, उसके 100 नखरे उठाती. बचपन गुजरा आंगन छूटा, और आज मैं अपनी प्यारी राज दुलारी रेजा रेजा हस्ती को उसी तरह से जोड़ती सजाती मनाती हूँ. आज मैं अपनी प्यारी राज दुलारी रेजा रेजा हस्ती को उसी तरह से जोड़ती सजाती मनाती हूँ. चेहरे को चेहरा पहना के अपनी गुड़िया की तरह मुस्कुराती हूँ. बहुत शुक्रिया. चेहरे को चेहरा पहना के अपनी गुड़िया की तरह मुस्कुराती हूँ. अपने अंदर का शोर बड़े कमाल से छुपाती हूँ. आज सोचती हूँ तो समझ में आता है कि माँ बाप बेटियों को गुड़ियाँ क्यों ला देते हैं. Thank you so much.